Hey traders, John Hal here. Today I'm going to be covering the stimulus that's actually happened, why I believe the stimulus is going to cause inflation, massive inflation. Well, I'm going to break it down why, but also what is likely to benefit the most from the inflationary that's about to hit the road. Let's get straight into it, guys. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, over the last 15 years, we've tested 64 different trading courses and we have put the most powerful systems and trading techniques that we've discovered in this brand new trading course. And for a limited time, I'm giving away free access. So go to johnsfreegift.com. That's johnsfreegift.com or click on the very first link in the description to get free access to this brand new trading course right now. Alrighty traders, so let's get straight into what I want to talk about today. Guys, if you're after the technical stuff, then make sure you grab that free trading course that you probably just saw, the little advert just on there. It's a free trading course, guys, just to help you guys out. Make sure you grab it. But today's video is going to be more about the macro picture here because it's something that I've been really speaking about with my private clients recently. And I really want to sort of cover my thoughts and my opinions about what's happening right now across the board and what's going on. And I'd love to see you guys, I'd love to hear what you think below as well too. Now, what's happened right now is this. Right now, the unemployment rate, whether it's true or not, which we know it's not true, but even though the not true number, it went from like, what, 15% down to like roughly 7% right now. So we're seeing things starting to get a lot better, right? Well, as from last year to this year, things are starting to get a lot better. I don't know about you guys, but where I am, things are really opening up. Things, even though the whole cough situation is still in the back of our backyards, right? In the back of our backyards. I think things are starting to get just a little bit better, right? And I believe we're on our way out of just getting out of this whole, cough situation that happened last year. So things are starting to get a lot better. Whether I know the number is rigged and the number is not true and all that sort of stuff when it comes to the unemployment number, but whether that's true, but the unemployment number as it is, right, was like what, 15-17%, something like that last year. So right now it's down around 7%. So that's actually not a bad number when it comes to that. Now again, I'm just utilizing the number that is right there right now. Okay, so firstly, the economy is actually not doing too bad. Things are starting to come back massively, or things are really starting to pick back up again. And so if we put that aside, and then suddenly what comes, we have a $600 stimulus package. Here you go, guys. Helicopter money. Boom, boom, boom. Helicopter money. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Helicopter money. That's the sending the bombers, right? And just giving everyone money. And then suddenly, Biden comes out and does something. And what does he do? He says, okay, let's give everyone that has a job, everyone that doesn't have a job, everyone. Why don't we just give all of them another massive stimulus package? Even though the people that are working don't actually need it, let's give it to them as well too. And oh, by the way, there's still over $1 trillion worth of money just sitting there for the government to start to deploy into the system. So it's like what, 1, 2, maybe $3 trillion sitting there waiting to deploy it into the markets, into the economy. So I look at all this and I think people that don't even need the money are getting the money. People that need the money are getting the money. Why aren't we just, utilizing a system to say, okay, people that need the money the most, why don't we increase them? Why don't we give them $2 or $3 grand, to help with rent or whatever? So the whole thing about this is that this whole thing here is, as Kevin O'Leary would say, is horrific inflation. Massive inflation is coming. And right now we haven't seen inflation for a long time because the government's been fighting, this whole, the government's, let me say it again. We haven't seen inflation for a while right now because the velocity of money has been dropping. But right now, people are just getting sent money after money after money. And as the economy gets better, we're still sending them a lot of money. Stock market's on all-time new highs. It's a stimulus package. Things are getting better. Stimulus package. And it's like, I can see that all of this currency that has been, this money, this debt that's being printed right now, when we don't need to, for starters, when we don't need to, is now going to go into the economy. And you watch, guys, on the second and third quarter of this year, especially I believe the third and fourth quarter of this year, we are going to see an explosion in inflation, because the currency is going to start to really be hammered into the markets. And the result of that is we're going to see movements in markets, stock markets, property markets. We're going to see commodities go up. We're likely to see, I believe it's going to be bullish for commodities, metals, miners. I believe we're likely to see one of the biggest hockey sticks we've seen in a long time. Now, that being said, that's not going to happen. And during those big movements to the upsides, every now and then we're going to get those, 10 to 15% corrections. You know what I mean? Because that's what the market does. Scares the crap out of you. Has a 10% drop, gets people thinking the top's in, and then the market goes making a new high again. So with all this currency, and with all this money in the system right now, which, by the way, is getting hammered for the purchasing power is getting hammered right now. I'll tell you right now, the US dollar is on its way out big time. It's like it's on its last legs, and Biden just said, screw it. Send in the bombers. Let's kill the dollar. No wonder the crypto market has been doing so well lately. Did digital dollar come around? It may not be, by the way, guys. It may not be Bitcoin that does the digital dollar thing. But I believe there will be a cashless society by the end of this decade. So with all that being said, guys, this currency that's coming into the system right now is the velocity of money is going to finally start to get a tick up. You watch over the next, especially a couple of years, but it's going to start, I believe, this year. And we're going to see a massive boom economically wise. Because all this currency that's been stored up and savers have been saving through the roof, guess what's going to happen? They're going to start to push all this money in the system. Inflation is going to go through the roof. And inflation is going to go through the roof. And guess what? They won't, and it's going to go a lot higher than what the government wants. A lot higher. And guess what it's going to do? That's going to send commodities, miners, metals, especially gold, absolutely bonko to the upside. And I believe for the last 6 months out of the gold market, I believe gold is setting up for a massive move out of what's happening here right now because of all this stimulus package. So to me, it's sort of baked in the cake. You know what I mean? Like there's that, the recipe's been there. And the cake recipe is, it's baked and it's ready to go. It's been cooking for a while. And so guys, I really see that with all this currency in the system, there's only one way for this thing to happen. And because people don't save money, right? Or some people do, some people don't. But the amount of, especially as things start to unfold, as I said before at the start of this little podcast or video, whatever you want to call it. The thing is, guys, is that COVID is slowly getting a little bit better. Some people say yes, some people say no, but we are slowly getting a little bit better. And probably by the end of this year, we're probably going to be well out of that. And we're going to probably be going, like even the UFC, right? UFC has actually started to take fans again from late last year. Things are starting to, things right now are so much better than they were, back this time last year. Actually, no, that's not true. March last year. So I believe we're on our way. We've gone through the worst of it, and now we're slowly edging our way out of it and onto the new normal type thing that's happening over the next couple of years. Now, there is going to be a lot of painful situations that's going to happen over the next couple of years, and that's debt restructuring, massive tax hikes, and government-assisted sort of IOUs, hospitals, teachers, pension, healthcare, those sort of government-assisted IOUs, especially in America right now, are going to be under threat. And so that's where it's going to be big there, because people, the interesting thing is right now, people for the last couple of years, over the last year or so have been so reliant on the government to help them. But the way that things are not the way that things are going to be. So the government's going to be there to assist them, and then suddenly, not only is the government not going to be there to assist them because they can't afford it, probably for, but they can't afford it, but then suddenly they're going to start to get taken away pensions, healthcare. So it's going to be really, 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 really bad when it comes to that there. That's what I see there, guys. But once again, I just see massive inflation coming. And that inflation to me is going to start to send things up massively to the upside. And don't be surprised if we start to see a hyperinflation, especially over the next, say, couple of years, which I believe people who are positioned in the metals and miners, I believe, especially gold and things like gold stocks and mining stocks and stuff like that, I believe they're giving us a bit of a warning that over the next couple of years, we're going to start to see things take off. And that's where, for me personally, I love being positioned in these markets because I am going to ride the hockey stick up with the inflation. So let me know what you think in the chat box below, and I'll see you guys real soon.